I'm live on the.
Mario putting like that, you freaking dropped it.
It's okay. That's fine. Mhm. Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time, right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, as well as WRLNradio.com, a radio media station, and 98 Jams. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in. Guess who was at the Chicago Hip Hop Museum tonight? Yeah, I know you can't believe it. I know. I was there tonight. And I posted some pictures on Facebook, and there was a video and everything. So hopefully they'll send it to me so that way you guys can see what I did tonight before I got here, because I didn't get a chance to take a nap. So, but we're all good, right? We're all good. Hello, Trish, who is, she said, "Hey, Dr. Handsome." I'm like, oh. Hey, sweetheart. Anyway, coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. That's 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. And it happens in our 11 o'clock hour or our final hour, whichever time zone you listen around to Bedtime Stories. With your brother, Dr. Al Greer. There was a gentleman who was in town. If you remember this song, then you're as old as I am. It's 21st century. Featuring my good friend and brother, Pierre Johnson, right here on Bedtime Stories. All right.
You still be singing?
Hmm?
You still be singing?
I can't see you. They hear you. Mm-hmm. Hey, sis. So this Saturday we were at what was that suburb we were at, Deborah? Sydney Brooks told us you were an exotic. Sydney wasn't supposed to tell anybody that. That was only for me to tell. But yes, back in the day I did shake my money maker. Yeah. I am not ashamed of it. It's just something that I did, it made money to buy books and stuff. So when I was in college. So that was it. We were in Bartlett. Okay. He told us he was too. You really believe that Sydney was an exotic dancer? I mean, you couldn't tell to look at him now because, he's grown so much since then, right? But anywho, we had a pretty good time on Saturday over in Bartlett at the Whitaker house, Lena Brown Whitaker. And I made it home in enough time to take a nap before church. That was about it. Mm. 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 Spaghetti. Yep. He said he was an exotic dancer. I would love to see pictures of Sydney as an exotic dancer. I'm eating spaghetti and greens, and it's yummy. You know, Lady G. Yep, spaghetti and greens. Yep, yep. Got to keep my strength up. You know, I'm not getting any younger, am I? Mm. Chris Bass, what's going on, sir? Are you still doing Free Your Mind Fridays? Yep. No hoagies tonight. Troy said, I heard Al Greer once had a mullet like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Yes, I did. I had I had a Jerry curl back in the day. My hair was really long, longer than it is now. And I had I had a mullet, yeah. It was back then they called it a shag. So my hair was like really short on the side and it was really tall on the top. And then I had a tail. If you can, yeah, had a tail. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. And went all the way to, well, not down my back, but almost, yeah. My mother told me, she said, with your hair that long, you'll never be married. So what I did was I grew it longer. Anyway, yeah, I ended up meeting this young lady and we got engaged. I cut my tail off. That was it. I was like, that's as far as I'm going to go. And I cut that off. And next thing I know, I was engaged to be married, but we never got married. So I grew my hair back. Mhm. Yep. Moving the show to Saturday mornings. Okay. Well, you can always come back to WOSD radio if you want to do a show. We will welcome you with open arms. Mm. Mm. Yep. But back to Saturday, we had a great time, and I'm looking forward to next year. We're gonna do it like a yearly thing, so that'll work. That will definitely work. Stevie Wonder, all in love is fair. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to Chris Bass, also to Lady G, my sister from another mister, Deborah Watlington House, to Trish, and you too, Troy. You too, Troy. Thanks for joining in on our Facebook Live. You can do the same thing, but once you get on it, where it says like, comment, and share, I want you all to hit share, okay? And that way, it'll look like a whole bunch of people are watching me all at once on Facebook and on Twitter. All right? All right. Once again, coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. If you have a foreplay artist in mind, let me know. Just hit me up here on Facebook, all right? Here's more from Quincy Jones. This time he's got company. It's The Secret Garden on Bedtime Stories. Mm. 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 Chris Bass. Yep, I think we can put you on Saturday morning if you'd like, sir. Mm. Lady G said, well, everyone have a great rest of your evening, night, blessed dreams, and peaceful risings. I'm out at 9 o'clock. Okay. You stayed on a whole 15 minutes, Lady G. I appreciate it. The meds must be kicking in, huh? Come on, come on, come on, come on. So I'm sure you all heard the news by now. It's now old news that the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. will be stepping down as the chairperson of Operation Push, Rainbow Push, originally called Operation Breadbasket, at Dr. King's workshop, all of those. So he's already named his successor, preacher from Dallas, who's going to keep his congregation. I guess he's going to fly up here on, I guess, take a red eye on Sunday and come, spend the week with us. And of course, do Saturday mornings, the push meeting, and then go back to his church on Sunday. So he's going to be you heard of the fly jock? Well, he's the fly rev. So that will be great. And it's interesting because of all the preachers here in Chicago, and this is no diss to the guy he named as his successor. Of all the preachers here in Chicago, none of them were considered. I'm wondering. He passed over everybody. But I get it. I understand. And this new minister will take us into the millennium as the new national director of Rainbow Push. Yeah. So congratulations. I can't think of his name right now, but congratulations to him. Reverend Jackson said he's not retiring. He's just, I think he said, repositioning himself. So, but it's been a job well done over the years. He took over the old building. Freddie Haynes is his name. Okay. But he took over from where Dr. King left off. And like I said, this new guy should take us into the new millennium. So, and once again, congratulations to him. Freddie Haynes. If anyone talks to Miss Jackson, please tell her I'm sorry and that I'm also for real. Thank you, Troy. Troy, you should be in the Hip Hop Museum of Chicago. Yep. Yep. You won't be the only Caucasian that's in it, too. So, you know. Mm. Mm. One of our fill-in guys said, "Hey, man, you got a haircut?" I sure did. How'd you know? It's just packed down to my head. It swirled around. Hoo-ha. Lady G. Did you all see my banner down here? Yeah, make sure you look at the banner, guys, because that's for real. I'm good this week, but last week was kind of touch and go. So, but this week I'm in better shape. So, even though I've doled out a lot of money this past weekend, so yeah. Mm. Mm. Burping on camera. So for those of us that grew up here in Chicago, have always we've all grown up with Reverend Jackson, and they were talking about him earlier on WVON, and they were talking about him as if he was about to die. I'm like, ooh, you all sound pretty morbid. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. I'm back. Latanya Lynn Garrett, Miss Hollywood, what's going on? Mm. I'm running over foil and stuff. Latanya Lynn, so what job are you at tonight? I know last week you were off from La Rabita, right? La Rabita. Mhm. So what do we know about this Freddie Haynes? Reverend Freddie Haynes. Dr. Frederick Haynes III serves as the senior pastor of Friendship West Baptist Church. He has served as a visionary and innovative senior pastor for Friendship West Baptist Church in Dallas. His servant leadership, the ministry and membership of the church has grown from less than 100 members in 1983 to over 13,000 members. And he's my age. How about that? He was born November 10th, 1960. To the late Frederick D. Haynes Jr. and Lynetta Haynes Oliver. He's got a Bachelor of Arts degree. He graduated from Bishop College in Dallas, Texas. He's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. He earned his Master's of Divinity degree from Southwest Baptist Theological Seminary. Okay, well, he's qualified. Okay, all right. But I'm like, you went all the way to Dallas to find this guy? Okay. I'm thinking he's probably, Frederick, I want to say senior, but this one's the third. So Frederick Jr. and Jesse Jackson were probably friends. So therefore, I guess nepotism, So, but that's all right. There's nothing wrong with infusing new blood. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, new blood, because he's my age. He's 62. He'll be 63 in November. I'll be 63 in December. Yeah, he's definitely qualified. You heard all that. Yeah, divinity, this, and oh yeah, he's quite quite qualified. Yeah, he's got the qualifications. But once again, I'm like, so there was nobody here in Chicago that was qualified to, and don't get me wrong, I mean, whoever steps into Reverend Jackson's shoes, that's a task right there. Yep. Yep, 62 years old. So what's up, Shake and Bake? What's going on, sir? Good evening to you, and to everyone else who was not commenting on Facebook. I, of course, appreciate each and every one of you all, as always. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I keep eating like I haven't eaten today. I had McDonald's for lunch. So I guess that's almost like not eating anything. Well, but all I can say is they treated me well at the Chicago Hip Hop Museum. Some garlic, lemon pepper, corn on the cob. That sounds good to me. from the album Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Baby. And of course is the maestro, Barry White. Can't get enough of your love, baby. I can't believe you love me. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Once again, hello to my sister from another mister, Deborah Watlington House. We had such a good time on Saturday, man. I'll probably be talking about that for weeks to come. That is one of the biggest backyards that I've ever seen in my life. And they pitched a tent and everything, and I was under I guess, the back of the house. So that way, if it had rained or whatever, then I would have been covered. And I just have one question, Deborah Watlington House. I don't mean to stir anything up, but did Mark Jones mention me at all? I guess he didn't. I guess he's mad at me. What did I do? Oh well. Everybody came over and spoke to me. Everybody, even people I didn't even know. Daryl Spears' wife came over and spoke to me, and Donald Reese, and of course Sydney. Sydney's like my brother from another mother, and and he spoke to everybody but me. Everybody but me. I'm like, okay, all right, bro, it's okay, but it kind of. I guess it kind of bothered me, but it really didn't bother me. Troy said Mark Jones didn't mention you, but Jim Jones did. He said you're an inspiration for Jonestown and Guyana. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, Michael Reese spoke to me. Everybody came over and spoke to me. Ray Shannette did. Kim Jenkins, she still looks like she's about 17, 18 years old. I'm like, oh my God. She just doesn't age at all. Letitia Lovely, Robinson, Lena Brown Whitaker, I was just kind of upset that, Angela Crowder didn't show up. They said she was on a cruise. I'm like, Deborah said it's an Al thing. Here's the first of two in a row from the Barkays. You said it's an Al thing. But boy, he gets ticked off when you call him Mark. I'm like, but bro, that's your name. Embrace it. And he's going around telling everybody his name is Al Jones. Like, well, it's Mark Allen Jones. But that's okay. Princess Tucker, oh my goodness. She still looks the same. It's her and Daryl, they don't age either. It's that whole family. They don't age. Ray Shannette, Carla Hampton, Burdine. Who else? Just everybody. I expected to see more. It would have been nice to see. He wants you to be called Alonzo. Bless his heart. Well, if it makes him feel any better, he can call me Alonzo. Some people at work, once they found out what my name was, what Al was short for, and it's not a big deal. I mean, professionally, I'm known as Dr. Al Greer. Privately, some people still call, like Mary Bowie Parks. She's got to put in their married name. Mary will call me and say, "Hey, Lonnie." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, sis?" So it used to bother me back in the day. I'm like, They don't know who I am, But yeah, play Soul Finger. Okay. So it just stopped. It stopped really bothering me. I'm like, professionally, that's my name. Professionally, I never had it changed legally to Al Greer. But it's funny because before my mother passed, she started calling me Al. Hello, Al Greer. Like, Mom, still call me what you've been calling me, okay? Okay, Lonnie. Like, thank you, Mother. I appreciate that. Yeah. Sherry James. Oh my God. Sherry is gorgeous. Oh my God. Sherry James, boy. Whoa. Carolyn Williams, Lisa Barnes, of course, she always looks the same. Lisa, and I got to say this about Lisa, she stayed true to herself all these years. I don't think she's ever been with a man, ever. She has always been true to herself. And I used to see her down at Williams Inn, and I would hug her and just pick her up and everything. She's like, Alonzo, put me down. I was like, I just love you, Lisa. You stayed true to yourself all these years. She stayed true to herself, you know, even when it wasn't cool to be like that. She was like, F y'all, this is me. And I've always been proud of her, her little self. She's still Lisa after all these years, When she grabbed that mic, I was like, there you go. Pam Watkins, I think she thought I was going to diss her, but I didn't. Hey, Pam Hawkins, and I put it in a way where it was like, it was almost that she was encouraging me and it wasn't a diss. It was like an encouragement. I said, if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have gone in the radio. He said, I sound like one. I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something to that. So, but overall, we all had a good time. We all had a good time. I didn't recognize Carolyn Williams. And I thought one of the young ladies there was Esther Forrest Hines, but I guess she wasn't. Okay. But Jerome Hoskins, I saw Jerome as I was packing up. He's like, Lonzo, where you going? I'm like, party over. But it was cool to see the old gang. Michael Reese. Michael came up to VOA, and he's good friends with Pierre Cooper, who's the husband of Melody Span Cooper. He and his brother Don Reese, they're friends with Pierre. He said, "Man, Pierre crazy." I said, "But you don't have to work with him." That was Haroldine, because Haroldine came up to me and she said, "You remember me?" And before I could say Haroldine, she said, I'm Haroldine. Like, okay, well, give me a chance to say your name. Sidney Brooks, what's up, bro? Thank you, Deborah L. Graham. Who's Deborah L. Graham? Anyway, it's good to see Sydney. And, we hadn't seen each other since the pandemic. At that time, you were still building in the backyard, putting the, not the hot tub, but the sauna in the back. They use their backyard all summer and winter. I'm like, that is so cool. They go right outside, go into the, they got a pool back there and everything. Right in the heart of South Shore, I tell you. Oh, Deborah L. Graham. Okay. But yeah, just as I was leaving, here comes Jerome Hoskins. Even he spoke. You know. But nah, it's neither here nor there. Sydney's a wrong name. Mm-mm. But once again, used to hang out at Sydney's house all the time. So when I was with old girl, you remember old girl, Deb, old light skinned chick. You remember her? Yeah, yeah. We share the same name. Yeah. Ronnie, you back yet, Ronnie? Or you still down in the art the Ozarks? 2 in a row from the Barcades. That is Attitudes. Before that, Anticipation. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. My sister said, "Oh, that girl. Yeah, yeah. The light skinned girl. Yeah, you know her. Hey, Ronnie, how was your trip?" I called her and thinking that she was already at home. Ronnie answered the phone. I didn't realize until, before she hung up that she was sitting with her family. I'm like, why'd you answer the phone? I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, well. So I'm glad you got a little R&R. She said, wonderful and peaceful. Well, that's good. Sidney Brooks, what's going on, sir? My brother, who sits in the backyard and listens to me. He puts me on his Bluetooth speaker, and everybody that goes past his house can hear me loud and clear. Sidney Brooks loves her. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Now everybody knows where you live. Well, I didn't tell him exactly where you live, but he lives over east. Before you get to the lake, if you go too far, you'll drown. Guitar Mike, what's going on? I was there seeing my significant other in North Carolina. Really? You got a boyfriend, Ronnie? Wow. How cool is that? How cool is that? Everyone should have one. A significant other. Guitar Mike, what's going on, sir? Ain't seen you in a couple of Mondays. You usually say a month of Sundays, a couple of Mondays. Yeah. Oh, you've been had. I've been had him. Where you been? Oh, I didn't know. It's none of my business. So So well, that's good. At least you. Let's go say that. Wonderful and peaceful. Well, that's good. It's good to spend a little time with your significant other in North Carolina. Find the house with the swimming pool in the backyard. I know, right? No, tried it. I got assigned a record deal, and I get the first copy. Cool. Parties at Sydney's house. Yeah, right. Get me in trouble. Sydney comes to the door. Ain't no party here. Mm-mm. He said, yeah, Al sent us. You know? Mm-mm. Be like, I don't know no Al. Al ain't sent y'all no party here. Yeah, it's the house with the swimming pool in the back and the sauna. Mm-mm. Yep, that's right. Find the house with the swim with the swimming pool in the back. Playing AWB right now. Look up your own. Well, good evening, Miss Hightower. By the way, if you're looking for some Mary Kay, hit up Miss Hightower. Since she's a friend of mine, she should be a friend of yours as well. She um, sold me some cologne. I didn't know cologne was that much. Like, what? Anyway, but I've been wearing it ever since, Miss Hightower. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. People have been complimenting me. It's like, oh, you took a shower today, huh, Al? Yeah. I want to build a pool and a bigger deck in my backyard. That's cool. That would be nice. A pool and a bigger deck. Party at your house, Trish. Oh, no. But it was good to see my brother and sister. It really was, you know. You know. Sydney and what's her name? Anyway, our 50th reunion is going to be off the chain in 2025. I know, right? I turned down a card party tonight at my house. Really? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. They just what? Said we're going to do a card party at your house. Is that how it's done? So they just what? They just invite themselves over. Okay, card party at Trisha's house. You know where it is. Is that how they do it? Okay. Mm-hmm. Check that out. Which is cool for me because they could never call a card party at my house because no one absolutely, well, maybe two or three people know where I live exactly. So she said, the way I feel, not tonight. Even if I felt great, you just don't invite yourselves over my house, you know. So what time should we come? Come where? To the card party. What card party? Oh, the card party that's at your house. I didn't. I don't know nothing about no card party at my house. Now you do. You just invite yourself over. I'm like, really? Is that how we do that? Okay, all right. Guitar Mike, do what you like. Just, just say, okay, we're going to do this at your house. We're going to use your electricity. We're going to drink plenty of beer so we can piss in your toilet and run up your water bill. And we may come over there and do a couple of loads of clothes. So, your bill will be really high with NIPSCO. Yeah. Sure, you're invited over my house. Everybody's invited to my house. If you know where I live, I'll see you after midnight. If you know where I live. Anyway. Ronnie said, my house is not a home where you can just crash anytime and have a card party. Nah. I don't blame you, Ron. It's like, hey, let's pick somebody's house. Excuse me, they're getting on nap. Let's pick somebody's house and just, go over their house. Right. It doesn't work that way. But once again, parties at my house at 12:01, if you know where I live. And I think only two people on here know where I live. Two, maybe three. I don't know. Yeah. Pamela Hawkins definitely knows where I live. She dropped me off one night when she was doing Lyft. So that's how we met. She dropped me off at my house. I said, yeah, this is where I live. She's like, okay. I said, well, up above the business is a really nice apartment with 2 bedrooms in it. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Sis said, I'm not coming to your house, and I know where you live. Sydney said, don't forget to come for. All right, sir. You want me to come Saturday? I got a gig Saturday that's over at like 4 o'clock. I'll come over there and hook everything up. I promise. Because all I'm taking Saturday is my controller and my computer. So that's it. So Saturday after 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whenever, I'll be over there to hook up your equipment. Sydney bought this whole setup at a pawn shop a few years ago. He's got EV speakers. I sold him an amp. He's got speaker stands. He's got a whole, he got enough stuff to DJ with. And he says, I never came by to hook it up. I'm like, Sydney, you've had that stuff for almost 6 years. Just sitting in the closet, isn't it? Would you say no Monday or Tuesday? Okay, all right, cool. Big news, Foghat and Lita Ford are playing at the Rib Fest in Bay City near my house. Everyone can crash at my place for $100 a night. But once again, we have to know where you live, so. AWB from the live album Person to Person. That is Cloudy right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, this show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. And of course, Bedtime Stories is sponsored by Troy's good friends over at Grubhub. I just played the live version. The original version don't sound like nothing now. Nothing to me. Mm-mm-mm. Bedtime try take two. Bedtime stories is sponsored by Grubhub. Grub what you love right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, and RLN Radio and 98 Jams. Oh, Jams. Right here on, of course, live from Inglewood. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. What day for what? Monday or Tuesday? Um, how about Monday? Monday of next week, I'll come by and hook up your equipment. And maybe I'll just do bedtime stories over your house. What do you say? Yeah. That way you don't have to Bluetooth it. I could just bring my own speaker and just Bluetooth it. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. A couple of weeks ago, I saw this young lady at the United Center. Or at least I tried to. The tickets, were quite expensive, and the seating was quite high. I was like, people actually sit up this high to watch a basketball game? Are you kidding me? Last time I was at the United Center, we had good seats. We were down on the floor. But Anita Baker, ooh, man, I'm still dizzy over that one. Anyway, here's Anita Baker, ×2 on Bedtime Stories. Let me put this food up before I keep eating it. Good night, Miss Hightower. You can set up upstairs anytime you want, bro. Thank you. That's what's up. Good night, Miss Hightower. I'm surprised you stayed as long as you did. But I thank you for staying, Miss Hightower, as always. And once again, thank you for my wonderful smelling cologne. For all time. Come on, boy. Oh, that's better. Can compare. Yep. Once again, thank you, Miss Hightower. I appreciate you. Mm-mm. Caught up. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, today I went to the Chicago Hip Hop Museum, and the guy who's one of the proprietors of it, he was like, "And why are you here, Al Greer?" He's like, "I've heard the name before, but my name is synonymous with Herb Kent, Richard McGee, Richard Steele, Jim Rags, Bobby OJ. You know, his name is Kingdom Rock, Rico Sanders Sr., Chicago MC and hip hop pioneer, Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum at 4505 South Indiana. Yep, 4505 South Indiana. Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum. And Ronnie, don't get all excited about it because it's a house. It's a house. It's a nice house. It's one of those older houses, that you would expect in that area. But the house has been transformed into a museum. So, yep. Thank you, Luana. So that's where I was tonight. Yep. Bronzeville. Thank you, Luana. Funeral from Anita Baker, caught up in the rapture, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Once again, thank you to Rico Kingdom Rock Sanders. He is the curator of the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum, which is where I was earlier tonight. And I really appreciate, they did like a live stream and they had like two people watching. It's like, ooh. So I had like four more people than they have. Anyway, thank you so much for inviting me. Kingdom Rock, that is his MC name. And the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum is at 4505 South Indiana. Of course, the bottom part looks like, a house, but once you get into the back, there are pictures of all of the hip hop artists who have started here in Chicago. And like I said, it's more than just Common, Kanye, and Chance the Rapper. It's D.A. Smart, it's Dr. Groove, it's Sugar D, it's Fat Man, that's his name. But it's a whole bunch of other people, the entire group called Sneak Attack. It's Captain Sky. It's just everybody. It's not just, Trish said I scrolled past a post on FB today, and KRS1 was there, if I'm not mistaken. If he was, he must have left before I got there, or got there after I left, whichever. Here's Angela Winbush on Bedtime Stories. It's like a collage of pictures covering the walls of a house. Yeah, that's basically what it was. Actually, that song, yeah, it does. Oh, you've been there. Okay. And of course, I ran into my good friend and brother, Pierre Johnson. Now, if that name doesn't sound like a household name, Pierre Johnson, Pierre did the rap for Moo and Oink. Yep. Scream for catfish. Scream for ribs. Moo and Oink. And that was Pierre's. That was his biggest hit. He's also done jingles for. I think he did jingles for Sears and J.C. Penney. He was just all over the place doing, different jingles. He was signed with the Burrell Company back in the day. And for those of you who know, Burrell is a prominent company here in Chicago. I think they're still open, but a lot of commercials come out of Burrell Communications. So I do believe he was on payroll. So, and he did get paid for most of his commercials, for most of them. Most of them. So, once again, big ups to Pierre Johnson. A high school classmate did a walkthrough before it opened and posted it. It is it's wonderful in there, you know. So, but you know, the guy there was like, okay, why are you here, Al Greer? Don't you just do Dusties? Nah, just don't do Dusties. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, of course, that Moo and Oink jingle was conceived from the mind of Richard Earl Piggy, one of my mentors. Yep, he wrote that jingle, and he asked Pierre like, "Hey, you want to rap on this commercial?" He's like, "I don't rap. I'm a singer." That commercial ran over 16 years on black radio. Moo and Oink. And Richard did the jingle, the music behind it. Boom, 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 boom. Da, da. And then the vocoder, you know, he did that. Before they were Moo and Oink, they were known as the Calumet Meat Company. Ooh, how boring, huh? Richard was like, what do you all sell? Well, mostly meat and pork. Okay. Moo and Oink. And thus Moo and Oink was born. And that was all Richard's idea, you know, to take this place that wasn't really making any money, you know, and before you knew it, they'd opened 3 locations. One of them, of course, was on 71st and Stony Island, which is now a dollar tree store. Dollar tree, y'all. So, yep. Are you talking about the Nairobi Post? Hmm. I guess you all went to school in Nairobi. Ooh, I'm gonna sleep tonight, boy. I shouldn't be tired. I slept most of the day. I woke up early. I took Perry Small to work. Woke up at what was it? About 7? Yeah, 7. Um, Dropped her off around 6:15. I came back home, got into bed, and I text my boss and said, "Look, you see me at 3 o'clock." What did he say? Nothing. As long as I get there at 3 to run the board, it's okay. Everything else I could have done at the crib because that's what I do. That's why all of this stuff is here. Well, it's not for them. It's for my own personal use. Dignity. Boy, that ended abruptly, didn't it? It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Once again, they looked at me crazy today. They're like, why are you at the Hip Hop Heritage Museum? I just came to visit. I know a few people who did hip hop. Sugar D, Dr. Groove, and a couple of other people who were in the group Sneak Attack. How did I get my start in hip hop? I played behind Dr. Groove. We did parties together around the city. As he pointed out, he said, well, Al was underage at the time. I was like, oh, tell everybody. It was really too late now, right? But I was like 15, 16 years old. He was older. He was like 21. And he was dragging me around like a little kid. I was his DJ. We were the first Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Except I was Jazzy Al and he was the Fresh Groove. Anyway, is the Reverend Al Green. You are so beautiful to me. It's Bedtime Stories. You are so beautiful. Can't you see? I know, don't do that no more. Okay. I know. But you see, every time I sing, my sister sends me money. Where you at, Angie? He said, don't sing, please. Gotta start your fund again. I know, right? Your don't sing. Go was it GoFundMe? The don't sing me fund. And don't you start singing. Start by do not sing fun. Mm-mm. It's the Al Do Not Sing Fund. Anyway, what are you tearing up? This, my tumbler. I I dropped the top. I went in the kitchen. I was about to drink that ginger ale that was in my refrigerator, but you know. Yep, I dropped the top. I was trying to put some ice in the cup. Yeah. And that's what happened. I dropped everything but the straw. Yeah. Go ahead before it goes flat. Well, you know, everything in my refrigerator either goes flat or it goes bad. So whenever I have, you know, somebody to, you know, oh, we'll fix you a plate, I got to eat it within days. Because if it isn't eaten within days, yeah. I cooked, well, I didn't cook. I put them in a slow cooker. Add some chicken legs. And I put them in a slow cooker. And I ate those chicken legs for like 2, 3 days straight. And then they sat in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 months straight. And I'm like, what is that odor every time I open the refrigerator? My all Good night, all. My body is getting readjusted to the time zone difference. Okay. To me. Deb. Kenneth Brian Edmonds, also known as Babyface. You Are So Beautiful. Before that, the Reverend Al Green, and You Are So Beautiful, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. I am still tripping over the fact that I was at the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum, and I keep getting these text messages, right? Like, you know, we want you to come back. You're welcome to come back. You're like you're like a young Herb Kent. You know, he's like you know everything about everything. I said, uh, first of all, who is this Herb Kent that you're referring to? And does he really know everything? No, no one in the world knows everything. I don't think they do. Wait a minute, hold on. No, wait. I know I got a cleaner version of that. We're gonna play that one. Okay. Red Riding Hood. My good lord. Sound like I got that one off the phone or something. Hold on, there we go. All right. There's the one. Yeah. There we go. Right off the 12-inch. Yeah. That's what she said this morning. Here's Little Red Riding Hood from the Whispers on Bedtime Stories. Good night, Ronnie. Little Red Riding Hood. You're up to no good. Don't ever play that version again. With me, Little Red Riding Hood. I love the way you all go back and forth. It was just heifer. See, you should have brought her that night when I was at Williams Inn, Ronnie. Oh, that's right. She had a boyfriend then. Mm. Who knows what may have happened? I tell you. I know who you think. Oh, you didn't have no boyfriend. You don't got no boyfriend? You don't got boyfriend? Mm-hmm. With them pretty nails, I know somebody. But you say nobody. Oh, poor Tweety, nobody wants me. I would say something, but that would just be, you know. I sure wouldn't. I sure wouldn't kick you out of the bed with those pretty nails. I tell you, you know, you'll find somebody one day that appreciates a woman with a full set of nails. Mm. I heard Bobby Brown audition for the lead role in the movie, but was told he needed to lose 100 pounds to play Fat Albert. Ooh, boy. Oh, no. Mm, mm-mm. In love with me. Ooh, that sounds good off the record, boy.
Putting you to bed. It's how Greer with bedtime stories.
Mm-mm. Exactly what I was thinking. I know, right? Oh, boy. I can't wait. I'd save up enough money to get a haircut. I can cut my own hair. That's right. What am I thinking? I got clippers. It's just that once I cut my hair, you know, I have to restore it. If you know what I mean, I have to restore it to its natural luster. Right now, it looks okay, you know. But once I cut it off, well, you know, it doesn't grow like, you know, but like just right up in here, just all the way to the back, and just leave the top alone. Just cut around, cut around the donut. That's it. Yeah. So who are we doing for foreplay tonight? I'll be right back. Let me get my drink. I'm drinking ginger ale, sis, for you, in honor of you. If you only say yes. Hmm. Canada Dry, ginger ale. It's not too sweet. Remember that jingle? Yep. Just an excellent choice. Thank you, sis. Yes. Willing and unable. As a matter of fact, I don't remember us having alcohol on Saturday. Oh, we did. It was the vodka lemonade, which of course I stayed away from. I was in Bartlett. I don't know nobody there, and I wasn't trying to spend the night, and like, I'm cool. General from the Whispers. That is Say Yes. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Troy, at another attempt at humor, Troy said, I heard Bobby Brown audition for the lead role in a movie, but was told he needed to lose 100 pounds to play Fat Albert. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. On Saturday, we had a reunion, and everybody was like, man, I didn't know you came out of high school in 75. I'm like, no, I did not. No, that would be Troy Tyler, the rest of them. No, we came out of grammar school in 1975, and that was our grammar school reunion. Now, some of them also went to South Shore and graduated in 79 with me, but for the most part, everyone there attended Horace Mann. Now, some of the young ladies, they went on to some of the all-girls schools, Aquinas, Longwood, so they went there. And of course, the rest of us, went to the dummy school, as they call it, South Shore. So, but it was good to see everyone on Saturday. And once again, we had such a good time out in Bartlett on the Nina Brown Whitaker Ranch, because it looked like a big old house with a big old backyard. That's how they, got money like that. That's how you get down. Feel the Ohio Players on Bedtime Stories. You know that? Yep. Vodka, it's in the lemonade. But yeah, I wasn't feeling the lemonade. Wasn't feeling that. That was, it looked kind of potent. And I didn't see too many people dip out of the lemonade. Everybody had to drive. I would have thought Michael Reese was going to drink most of it. I'm just saying. I think Pierre, and his brother Don have the same dentist. No, not funny. Okay. Just saying. I shouldn't say that. Okay, all right. I can say that when I get my own. They were all good, yeah. And Deb, the cool thing about it is nobody got out of pocket. Everybody was cool. Everybody was chill. I didn't get any, bad requests like, wow, why are you playing this stuff? Why don't you play it? It was none of that. Everybody appreciated, I guess, what I played. There was only one request, and that was from Mrs. Robinson, who wanted to hear that line dance by Tamia. But for the most part, I played little steppers, I played a little house, I played some R&B, and that was it. I played. I know, not funny. I'm sorry. I played some of the new stuff and a lot of the old stuff that we grew up listening to. So I thought they loved. Thank you, Deb. Nothing like having a professional DJ come out to your house for free and DJ in your backyard. Yeah, a well-known professional DJ. Jill, I know, and that's what I was like. Before I could even put a speaker stand down, Jill was like all over me. I'm like, okay, where's Mr. JB? She was like, peanut butter brother. I'm like, okay, Jill. Hey, how you doing? Jill Broughton, ladies and gentlemen. I know that Deb. Hey, that's between us. They, yeah. Oh, he was there. So why was she all over me? Because, I know she couldn't have been starstruck over me. They didn't even dig me in high school, grammar school rather. Hell, I didn't have a girlfriend until we went to South Shore. And that was like almost senior year. uh-uh. You was the DJ, yeah. Well, but I was like, I couldn't have been no more different than I was back then, or was I? I don't know. But yeah, but she was, I thought at one point I'm like, okay, she coming on to me? Isn't that her husband over there that she's sitting next to? You lucky your girlfriend was there. I know, right? And Carla's husband had on a T-shirt. I forgot what he said, what it said, but it said, I'm 70 years old. Like, cool. I ain't mad at you. But overall, we had a good time. Nobody got out of pocket. Nobody got crazy. Nobody had to be taken out by Bartlett police. It's like it was cool. I got everything in the car because I was like, I'm not driving that van with no AC in it. So I took what I needed and I put it in the car. And when I got back in the car, I turned on the AC and I was good. So I rode back all the way back to the city in comfort. If I'd driven that van, and I shouldn't say that because, that van has served me well and it's still serving me well. I had what was that? The International Festival of Lights or Lights, whatever. So, yeah, it said I'm 70 years old. Yeah. But yeah, Lena's son was a great help. He helped me. As a matter of fact, he carried all the stuff back to the car and helped me put it back in the car. He said, "Okay, where does this one go? All right, that goes. The black and green ones go in the back seat. The little boom 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 speaker that goes in the trunk, and everything else in the back seat and the front seat, and that was it. So I basically took what I needed, and no extra stuff. An extra set of speakers. It was cool." Trish said, "I'm glad you took the advice." Yeah, he had the wagon too, yeah, which helped get the stuff back, to the car. So, but it was really nice of him, you know. But once again, he had his little red wagon. I know, right? And that was a great help because there is no way I would have been able to put a dolly in the car. I'm like, no, that ain't gonna work. I did have a dolly at one time that folded up. I don't know what happened to it. I think it's at the restaurant over there on 83rd where I had the birthday party, Deb. It's probably still over there. Because I, would leave stuff over there because, as storage. So, you in fact, I still have two speaker stands and a amp and a speaker that was given to me. So I'm gonna go back and go get that. Go get it. You need it. Yeah, you're right, sis. I do need it. Yeah, I thought I cracked my tooth. That would give me an excuse to get a whole new set of. I cracked one tooth. Give me all new teeth. Yeah, right. Before the insurance, yeah. I still got that good old Obamacare. Get some new teeth, like Leon Spinks. Anyway, as long as it ain't bothering nobody, I guess, one day I had the gap and then the next day, my teeth are all straight and pretty and white and porcelain. As I remember when my dad got his teeth, go to Mike's dentist. You got me there, Deb. You got me. That's go to his dentist. I know, right? He did Pierre's. He did Don's. Mike got his done. I'm like, okay. The gap is sexy. And I gotta honestly say that I was so mad at my mom. I'm like, why couldn't you give me braces? Well, I couldn't afford no braces on your teeth. Ain't nothing wrong with your teeth. I got a gap, see? I'm like, Mom, your gap is like microscopic compared to mine. Hell, you can put a whole straw through my teeth. A whole straw. You know, the gap is sexy. That's not sexy. They used to say women who had gaps in their teeth were freaks. That is not true, ladies and gentlemen. Majority of women love them. What's wrong with them? And I've had this, all my life. My brother, he went and got, he got the frontals done, because his teeth used to cross over each other, like they was throwing up gang signs or crossing their legs. So he got his teeth fixed, you know. So I remember when he first got it, they weren't quite in his mouth yet. He had like the poly grip going on. He had the four frontals, or what they call it, the quads, or whatever they call it. So, but yeah, Charlie Wilson has kind of a gap, doesn't he? A little bit. The Gap Band, get it? Anyway, not fun. What time is it? I'm getting sleepy. What happens when you get older? You are terrible for saying that. What? What, sis? Sis, don't you have a sermon or something to work on? Don't you have a sermon to do? Anyway, I know it's Monday. Okay. I love you, sis. Mm-mm. And I shouldn't be saying this. I told Mary Bowie, I said, well, my girlfriend couldn't show up. She said, good. I'm like, I know you didn't say good. You brought your boyfriend. Deborah said, Chris gonna get you. Yeah, okay. Ha, 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 ha. Shout out to my brother Christopher, who got married last year. No, there's no punchline to that. That's the truth. He got married last year. No, no punchline. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alan Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep. Let's take a survey, ladies and gentlemen. Should I get my teeth? Should I get my teeth fixed, or should I just leave them the way they are? Eventually, I'm going to have some of them replaced, because you need back teeth or molars in order to chew. You're not supposed to chew with your front teeth unless you're eating a carrot, and you bite into it and then immediately shift it to the back, to the molars. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any molars in the back. They have all come out, most of them in the back and a few on the side. But God spared me some teeth in the front of my mouth so I don't look homeless. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al. I know, right, Deb? She had her boyfriend with her. I couldn't bring nobody with me. She said, good. I was like, what? You're supposed to be my sister. If anything, you should have, well, anyway, shouldn't have brought your boyfriend. I'm like, no brother wants to see the boyfriend. They just don't. No father wants to see the daughter with the boyfriend. It's like, you'll always be my little princess, and nobody will treat you like I treat you. You know. So, in other words, Larissa's not really married to me. It's just a fad. I don't know. Just something she's going through. You're right. She's known him since high school. It can't be a fad, right? It's Michael McDonald with a little help from Tony Braxton. Stop, look, and listen to your heart, baby. Mike McDonald, woo boy. Mike is a straight up brother. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody said. He is a straight up brother. Love, though you try, you can't hide. Yeah, she had, I was like, look, since you're still calling me brother, it's like, she introduced me to the guy. It's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, what's up? To me, you know, and no diss on you, Deb, but Mary and I are, we had really gotten, close when we were younger, when we graduated, because you know, uh, she lived a couple of blocks down, and then you, Deb, lived a block over. So I got to see her more, even though she was 2 blocks down, than I did you. And of course, when you graduated, they sent you to the to the Catholic girls' school. So, but anyway, but I love you both, and I was like, I gotta get a picture of my sisters, and I was just determined I was gonna take a picture. And then here come Letitia Lovely Robinson trying to photobomb. Right, Corliss. Yeah. Yeah, what was that all about? She trying to photobomb. I'm like, you ain't my sister. You know, from another mister or otherwise, Letitia Lovely Robinson, you know. But she pretty much still looks the same. She doesn't look like she's aged, too much. Would you say no Catholic girls? Catholic girls school, okay. No, Corliss is definitely not a Catholic girls school. Definitely not. Definitely not. Hell no. Mm-mm. Oh no. Definitely not Catholic. Woo, Corliss. Woo. They sent you to court. I'm surprised they didn't send you to CVS. It was closer. I'm like, Corliss? On 103rd? Okay. late to stop. Aquinas, Unity, Longwood, St. Thomas, Seton. I know, right? It's like in grammar school, most of us went our separate ways. Well, most of us did, and then the rest of us ended up at South Shore. You know, with the exception of the Walls family, which I didn't see any of them. Tina was on our class, but I guess Tina don't associate with us. You know, but all the Walls girls, I think they all went to Catholic school. While the Walls boys, you know, Doc and Daryl, they were both at South Shore with us. So, South Shore bullies, you know, right? South Shore bullies. I'm still not quite understanding why they tore down the new building, or did they? Or what we call the new building, and rebuilt it. Tina said she was coming. Oh, okay. So they built another one further down, and then the old building they're going to use to house migrants. Like, I don't know. It would have been nice to see, you know, Tina Walls, and of course Angela Crowder. But I settled for Princess being there. Oh, no. I got nothing but love for Princess Tucker, and I tell you, you know, before I had a type, you know, Princess was my type. Before I even had a type, you know, she just looked so good with those pigtails. Oh my God, those pigtails! She put her pigtails down on me. Angie Bofield, stop, look, and listen to your heart. Listen to what it's saying right here on Bedtime Stories. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I was just saying, you know, back in the day, I had I didn't have a type of women, you know. I just liked women, period. I didn't have a type yet. And of course, Deb said, she said, you went completely opposite now. I know, right? I was, and I don't mind saying this. I was so much smitten with, you know, Princess Tucker, Angie Crowder, because she was just so tall. And then finally, when I got older, I, you know, had a specific type. And what happened was I was like, anyway, we'll talk about it later. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Bedtime Stories is sponsored by our good friends over at Troy's house. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Grubhub, a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio, DD Chicago, WGLV Indianapolis and Chicago, WRLNradio.com, and Jam, Jam 89 Jam, or 98 Jams. Well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. It is time for foreplay. She was born May 2nd, 1954, which makes her 69 years old. She was born Angela Tomasa Bofield. She's of Cuban and Puerto Rican origins. She started her career back in the 70s. She's known for the singles I'll Be Sweeter, Angel of the Night, I'll Try. And her career has spanned, I should say, over 4 decades. She was born to a Cuban father and a Puerto Rican mama. And she grew up, I should say, in the Bronx. She grew up listening to Latin music, but was inspired by African American performers. And for a while, we thought she was a sister. But yeah, she's just a sister from another mister. Cuban mister there. Tonight in Foreplay, we feature the music of Angie Bofield on Bedtime Stories. Mm-mm-mm. Olivia Newton-John, yes, her too, yeah. Mess around, I won't let you down. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Angela Bofield, Angel of the Night. Ray True and the crew. Request send it. We're in the middle of foreplay right now, Lawana. She's kind of, as always, jumping the gun. I understand. Always jumping the gun. She turns into Elroy Smith at the end of the night. You know. She's like, "Who's Elroy Smith?" Never mind. He was my boss at one time. You know. Yep, he was my boss. Sweeter. I have to post before I forget. Oh, okay. All right. I don't blame you. You know, I'm at that age where, you know, I walk into a room and I forget why I went into that room. Could that be old age or what? Just can't remember nothing. CRS can't remember. You know the rest of it. Whew. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Go back to the spot where you dropped the thought. It's still there when you go back for it. Yeah, okay. Like right now, I'm going to the bathroom. That I can remember. Greg Beasley. What up, Al Chair? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Al's Chair. What are you talking about tonight? I just joined. Yeah. Actually, we were talking about my reunion, which was this past Saturday, um, from grammar school, class of 1975, Forest Man Elementary. And the fact that I was at the Chicago Hip Hop Museum tonight, I got off work at 6. We did like a quick interview, and you can see that interview at www.chhhm.com, Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum. So, yep. Sly Boogie, what's going on, sir? Remember listening to you on the Grown and Sexy WSNR station. Well, thank you. Thank you for making the switch. You'll be glad you did. Yep. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Chicago should have been a house music museum. They're working on that. As a matter of fact, it's almost done. So we will have a hip hop museum and a house museum. So they're still working on it. Jay said, I saw your post. I was at the Black Expo this past weekend. They still have the Black Expo? Okay, cool. That's cool. Very fun. Black Expo in Indianapolis. For you. It's like when you get old, you get hair in your ear. That's crazy. That Black Expo has been around for decades now. Um, but you know who started the original Black Expo, right? That was Reverend Jesse Jackson. And Black Expo started right here in Chicago. Didn't know that, did you? Did you? Did you? No, you didn't. Yep, started right here in the shop. Yep, 74th and Halsted. Yep, the original Black Expert, Black Expo. Wasn't that tied to Operation Breadbasket? Absolutely. Jesse started that. I'm sorry, Reverend Jesse Jackson to you guys. Uncle Jesse to me. Yeah. Yep. Run, Jesse, run. Inspired that scene from Forrest Gump. So I ran. Yep. Sly Boogie. Radio stations are not the same no more. No more Quiet Storm. I can't hear my old school jams late at night no more. Well, you've come to the right place, sir. You have come to the right place. Yep. And I'm glad you followed me over from the other station. They got something else in that spot now. I'm wondering, I haven't spoken to Mr. Nance since. So if I haven't spoken to him in a minute, in a minute. Gone Girl. That's what I'm talking about. Inside Foreplay tonight, the music of Angela Bofield, Over the Moon and Under the Stars. Or is that Under the Moon and Over the Stars? It's somewhere. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is, of course, the greatest love songs of all time. Did I play this one? If I did, I'm playing it again. Angie Bofield, and I Try on Bedtime Stories. Have you ever featured Shaka Khan on an artist spotlight segment? Yes and no. With Rufus, yes. Her solo stuff, no. But that's a good question because it's like, how do I begin to play Shaka Khan? Do I play all the Rufus stuff or do I do her solo stuff? So do I play, I pack my bags and, you know, Best of Your Love and Hollywood and, stuff like that? Or do I play, Through the Fire, stuff like that, right? Papillon, do I play that? So, then it becomes 8 play because I got to play 4 by Rufus and then 4 by her by herself. Or I can do 2 Rufus and 2 solo joints. So. But that's a good idea, and I just remind me tomorrow, and we'll do. She has quite a catalog. Do I do our solo stuff? My Funny Valentine, and any old Sunday. Any old Sunday will do. I love that song. Any old Sunday. So remind me tomorrow, Greg, and we'll do half and half. We'll do 2. We'll do Through the Fire and Gotta Be There, and then the Rufus stuff we'll do Sweet Thing and Don't Let Them Get the Best of Your Heart, Leave the Rest of Your Love, and You'll Be Taken Care of. We just do those 4. So, because I hate to, that's like doing the Temptations and David Ruffin. You got to play Walk Away from Love. You got to play, Statue of a Fool. And then you reach back into the Temptations catalog and you play, You're My Everything and, Since I Lost My Baby. But, you know where I'm going with this. So, you know where I'm going. So, yeah. But either way it goes, Shaka's she's had some hits by herself, Clouds, no D on it. It's Clouds. Of course, I'm Every Woman, and what's cool is, whenever she's in concert, she does both. She does the Rufus stuff and she does the solo stuff, the I'm Every Woman and, Clouds and, Any Old Sunday. She won't do that song. But, yeah. What you say? Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis? Nobody coming to see you, Otis. That has got to be one of my favorite lines from the movie. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. I'm like, dang. And my other favorite line is, he 2 tickets to see the Temptation concert tomorrow night. These are for last night. Well, I guess I won't be there. Leon was a trip as David Ruffin. But he pretty much captured the essence of that of David Ruffin. Especially that scene where they were at the Motown picnic. And he told his boy Flynn, he's like, get that. I was like, whoa, whoa. And he said it on TV. This wasn't even cable. I was like, whoa, okay. But send it. Send it like a puff of smoke. No, not send it. I know, right? Sound like I'm starting a hypnotic show or something. You're welcome, Luana. Yeah, it does. It sounds like I'm starting a hypnotic show. Send it. Open up the window. Ooh, let me take these boots off. My feet are killing me. Anyway, that's an old joke from a Bewitched episode that included Paul Lynde. He said, my feet are killing me. And he had like two guns on the end of his toes. You had to have seen it. Anyway. Mm-mm. Send it. Nick Ashford, Valerie Simpson, and Send It. Sounded like I was about to start Hypnotic Sunday night, Sunday show, didn't I? Yeah. Send it by request for a Luana trailer. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. This gentleman was a classmate of my brother's. He attended Chicago Vocational School. He put out a CD a few years ago And I vowed that I would play it every chance I got. So at every stepper set, I play this song by Devin Austin. This is his version of Hello, It's Me, originally done by the Isley Brothers. Unless you listen to WLS back in the day, then it's Todd Rundgren. So here's Devin Austin on Bedtime Stories. Hello, it's me. It didn't last too long. It's important to me. I know, right? Don't change, don't change. Woo! Try not to scratch it because it's an open wound. So I guess I have to put something on it to keep from scratch. It's just dry. It's just all dry. Guess I can take this band-aid off. It's only been here for a few days. Now I can't get the band-aid. Oh, sweet mystery of life. At last I found you. Woo! I did get some air so it can heal. Yep. Gotta get some air. So what's your schedule now? Monday through Thursday, 9 to midnight on WOSDradio.com, as well as WRLNradio.com. So that's Monday through Thursday, Bedtime Stories. Ask for it by name. Yep. Yep. Keep up with me.
with Bedtime Stories.
And don't you say no. And don't you say no. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. For me and you. Yep, but once again, keep up with me, Sly Boogie Jr. Mhm. Wonder if I can find it on iHeartRadio. We're available on TuneIn, Simple Radio, and Radio USA. Those are the apps. I guess you could say he's one of the founding fathers of the fusion jazz that we now listen to as smooth jazz. Before that, of course, he was a straight up, you know, traditional classic jazz vibraphonist. Then he found out he could sing just a little bit. He, Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, a couple of other people, they were the founding fathers of this whole smooth jazz thing that we know of. Roy Ayers, who was handed his first mallets, I should say, by the great Lionel Hampton. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. I got a chance to interview these guys right before one of the members, Charles McCormick, passed. It was three of them, and I got a chance to talk to them. Of course, I choked on the interview because I didn't read properly. I thought that the lady said that they were from St. Louis. So that was the first thing. I said, "So you guys are from St. Louis?" They were like, "Oh, no, we're from Kansas City." I was like, okay. It got better later. But unfortunately, we lost Charles McCormick that same year that I did the interview. Tonight, here's Bloodstone, first of two in a row. This is Natural High on Bedtime Stories. Mm, 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 mm. The only fusion involving jazz would be infusing it with a wood chipper. All right. All right. But yeah, Sly, tune in, Simple Radio, and Radio USA is where you can find me. With all of your charm. Do the day. Part B. More. I don't know you. Slips a beat. I would like jazz music if it wasn't so awful. This song could have lasted 4 minutes and or 21 or 27 minutes, depending on how much heroin the band has taken. All righty. Tell me how you really feel, Troy. Side woman. Another woman. Right now. what you think. Don't cry, don't cry. Excuse me while I blow my nose. Thank you. Can I reach? Mm. They, of course, were known for their beautiful harmony. Bloodstone, Outside Woman. They did other songs, but Outside Woman and Natural High were their 2 million selling songs. Bloodstone, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alan Greer. We're just about done, almost. I got one more song to play, and I love this song. Little Anthony and the Imperials on Bedtime Stories. Produced by Mr. Tom Bell. That has helped me find a way to say I love you, which features the great drumming of Uncle Earl Young. That's going to do it for me, Al Greer. Thank you so much for staying up with me, especially Deborah Watlington House. My sister hardly ever stays up with me. She must be up doing some work or something. But thank you. I appreciate you. Sly Boogie Jr., also to Trish, to Ronnie, Lady G, who was on earlier, Chris Bass, who was also on earlier. Thank you so much. Um, None of our classmates were on tonight, but that's okay. We miss you though. Ann Munoz, Jay Lewis, Lisa Barnes. Oh, I stand corrected. Lisa was on tonight. Queen Deborah, Sharon Hightower. Get it right. Ken Watlington, um, Kiara Bubbleless, Bubs, as I call her. Mercedes B. Bell, and of course, Lawana Trailer. And last but not least, Troy Anthony, aka the Soul Pole, and of course, the heckler. Anyway, thank you so much, Deb. I appreciate you. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, sweetie. Good night, all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and to all, a good night.